Alright guys, today we'll be talking about my favorite things, if not in the world, is the almighty, the samurai. Many people in the Western world, maybe they're known to the samurai for the swords, the katana, the long Japanese sword, right? But, if you will ever watch The Last Samurai, which I hardly ever remember, what I think was Tom Cruise, but I can't remember the whole thing about it though. That's the thing. So today I'll give you because I read a little bit of history about the samurais. I think that I always was interested in the samurais and the ninjas, or shinobi, if you will, because of a anime called Rurouni Kenshin. He is a samurai. He worked for the government, and uh, he played a big role, but I can't remember. But then there's it's a very deep story to go to with Rurouni Kenshin. I can't remember accurately, but I love the story because it's a romantic story of the samurai. Um, anyway, so the samurai. This book, the training the samurai mind. I thought it was recent, but actually it's a compilation. It's translated by Thomas Curley. Clearly, it's a compilation, I guess, samurais and whatnot. But I can already tell that the samurai is very masculine, because it talk about this is like almost like a for like battles and senzo or war. This book, of course, the samurai is known for wars, but is so. Let's talk before we talk about that. There's three things that you can get out of this book that I think is great, and also some of the stuff that I disagree with this book because their mind is very at that time I think it's right for them, I guess, but now we live in an age we don't even have senso, maybe not, but okay. The samurai or Bushi were the warriors of pre-modern Japan. They later made up the ruling military class that eventually became the highest-ranking social caste of the Edo period from the 1603/1867. Samurai employ a range of weapons such as bows and arrows, spears, and guns, but their main weapons and symbol was the sword. Samurai was supposed to lead their lives according to the ethic code of Bushido, the way of the warrior. Strongly Confucius in nature, Bushido stress comes just as loyalty to one master's, self-discipline, and respectful ethical behavior. Many samurais were also drawn to the teaching and practice of Zen Buddhism. But let's talk about this, right? I think that this is very good, right? Respectful to one masters and stuff like that. Whether you're in martial arts, I think you should be respectful to people in general, right? I think that most often, sometimes the American people, there are nice people, but there are sometimes not nice people. They're rude. In the Asian culture, we respect our elders, right? And so I think that respect is good. We gotta respect for people, and we got. I was watching Jackie Chan movie, and I can't remember what it was, but they were digging. They were going down in this like ancient cave, and there were, I guess, culture built, gold or whatever. And the Indian guys try to take the gold away, probably to be rich, whatever. But Jackie Chan said, respect history, right? And I think that we should respect history. We should respect people, right? But we should not let them push us around. So many of us, mine included, we should not be. We should have boundary with other people. I'm not good at that a little bit, but I need to learn that. So the rest of us. Now let's talk about loyal to one master. It's great to be loyal to one master, but in this modern world, I think that the way that society work is conformity. So let's talk about conformity. It's the masses of people. You might not like this message or not. This is my concept, and this is my idea of how people work, right? Generally, people want to be accepted. People want to be fit in. The masses, the herd mentality. That's why people move in the herd. Because it's safe. Because if you go out of the herd, it's dangerous. You get attacked. And if you fit in the herd, you won't get attacked as much. You feel safety most of the time. The thing that I see it as most entrepreneur, the symbolic symbol of samurai is almost exactly like the entrepreneur, right? They're building their businesses. That's very masculine energy. But also, it's I think also in general, entrepreneur also have feminine energy too, because it's more like had to do with creativity, right? They're creating services for the world. And this book is very masculine in nature. I don't have it doesn't have a sense, because samurais, of course, is they're actually warriors, technically warriors, but I'm not gonna go deep because it's very, I guess, because since I read all the other spiritual texts with balancing the, I guess, the masculine, the warrior aspect of you, and the feminine, the goddess or whatever in you, right, to become whole. And so that's why it's too masculine to read. But I enjoy these some of the principles that it had to say, so I'll read. So here we go. However, the human mind can be good or bad, keen or dull, depending on how it's used. Mind you, I think this is a long time ago. These people have understanding of a little bit about the mind, but now since we're in the new era, we understand. This paragraph. I agree and disagree at the same time. A person prime is no more longer than 10 years. During the interval, one should enjoy everything. From the age of 10 to 15 or 15, there's no real true enthusiasm for things, and by the time you're 40 or 50, your mind becomes dull and generally sluggish, so you can't develop any new skills in a satisfying manner. Since you got only from 18 to 19 to about 30, you only have 12 to 13 years to accomplish something requirements, a source of satisfaction. I disagree with that. You will still can learn skills when you're, I think, 40, but or 35 or something, or you can still always because your brain is plasticity. You can build new brain cells and you can learn new things, right? So this one is I disagree with, and that too often the reason why people think like that is because people in general, right? People let their mind become sluggish. For us, we live in this modern world with technology, right? So everybody stop developing their skills, or stop renewing their mind each and every day, because of the way that people are too lazy to read a book. People are too lazy to read or learn because they don't want to learn anymore. So their mind becomes sluggish. Their mind, yes, they learn something new, but it doesn't. They haven't learned rapidly, right? There's a such thing as your brain, your mind can become sharp. I remember, I look up to this guy named Ty Lopez. When you read, book about, let's say if you read one book, right, you get one piece of knowledge in there. But if you read like 10 you build a synergy, right, you increase the level of your intelligence, right? Too many people don't think that you can increase your intelligence. I think that 2 times already. People, before I even ever learn or read books, people consider me not, well, maybe myself. I don't consider myself intelligent, nor will I ever will be, right? That's why I bring expert and people onto here, because I don't know everything. People who believe that they know everything, they lose a sense of curiosity. They lose a sense of play. They lose the sense of learning again, because they let themselves become stagnant. So it's a message for myself and for yourself that your brain will become like your brain has got to be like a childlike nature to become curiosity. That's why the young person has a chance to be able to mold that. While you're older, see, you don't have any like childlike anymore. People become what's that, stagnant in their creativity. You gotta bring that creativity out. Each and every person has a unique aspect of creativity within them, and the more creativity, the more ideas that you can bounce off your mind and brain, the more ideas and more things that you can do, right? So the more books or the more things that you learn increase tenfold of your intelligence. So whether you think you're smart or not, the average person is very smart, right? More smarter than any. I mean, I guess the animal kingdom is pretty smart, like the dog, I guess. But I mean, I'm not an expert on that. But the human person has the ability to learn things now, to learn complicated things. The only reason why they say they can't learn something, like for instance math or for instance drawing, is because they stop themselves from drawing. They stop themselves from doing math. But it isn't that too many people believe that they don't have any talent. People who have talent become lazy. They don't develop that. People who have a fixed mindset don't have the grit to actually develop the skill set, because it actually takes persistence and skills and rewind of the human brain to actually break through the noise, because the learning curve, well, it's like up and down, right? So that again, I disagree, but I like it. We had our mind, human mind, can become good or bad, but also our mind, when we think a thought, it can become good or bad depending how we use our mind. It can become a place where you don't like it, because people have. Yesterday I was listening to Renee talk. She was talking about you gotta let people have their own journey. You cannot force people to force their journey with them, or to, what she said, I can't remember. You gotta let them go on their own journey in their own time. Well, not exactly, I can't remember, right? So another one, the second one is kindness and compassion should be wholehearted. Kindness means the wish to relieve suffering. Compassion means the wish to give happiness. In a Buddha heart is the thought of relieving suffering for all beings and giving them happiness. This is the meaning of kindness and compassion. In Confucian's classic, this is called the humaneness. The humaneness means the attitude of love towards humanity. The word may be different, but the meaning is none other than kindness and compassion. So, 2 is kindness and compassion towards people. And then third, the key to a warrior heart is maintaining courage. Courage means your mind and your mood do not get upset or lose normalcy. This is called being stoic. You get to feel angry. You get to feel sadness. You get to feel joy. You get to feel depressed. Too many oftentimes, we see as depressions or sad is a no-no, but we can feel, right? We humans feel. Like that's why if people are into the whole, if you never heard of it, the secret, they numb out the negativity, and they always put in the positive, which I disagree. Humans, human beings, our brain is not there to make us happy, right? It's there to make us to survive. And how we direct our mind and brain towards what we want, I think that what we're going to do, it's like the action, it's very masculine, right? When we're doing something physically, it's masculine. But we must operate from a high level of thought. Meaning that if we truly want to live a life that's true to our true nature of heart, then we must design it as in harmony with the feminine and the masculine. Right? Entrepreneurs have a very masculine energy. And so I think that in order to do that, you must design a oh no, I think I'm missing something. No, that I really do like. I don't know if I have it. It was pretty cool. I like it. I love it. That's okay. I like this one. I want to read it. This is why I missed. Okay, this is a bonus because I forgot about this. Okay, it's bonus. I'm putting the fourth in. Okay, the rules of knights. A basic text says that there are many rules for knights, but essentially there are no more than 3. Those 3s are planning, intelligence, and strategy. These are the 3 essential for inside, outside, and emergencies. Internal order is called planning. Knowledge of the outside is called intelligence, and calculations for emergency is called strategy. These all involve mind, body, and phenomena. Essential that no one from ruler, commander, and knight down to ordinary man and foot soldier can even depart from, whether in normal times or in emergency. I really love that because in the spiritual, now I get to say, in the spiritual world, we oftentimes go within, right? We always say the answer is within. So I disagree with that, because if for people who say the answer is always within, that means they stop learning, they stop growing. But yes, your journey is within you, right? The journey is within you, and nature is within you, psychic, whatever. People get scared of that. But that's internal order. It's called planning. Knowledge of the outside is called intelligence. So we gather information and what we know from other people. That's why I agree with Tai Lopez, right? People in the spiritual world, they disagree with a lot of things that have to do with there's forces of nature, of course, and we have the force of nature within us, but the outside of us, in order to learn and to sharpen our mind and not become dull, is the forces outside of us. And that's the thing that we do consistently, persistently, to rewire our brain to become sharper. Otherwise, people who on the average, maybe when they become 30, 40, they do the average thing like everybody else, and they let their mind rot, right? And their mind become numb and dull because they not have become when you read, actually, your mind, your brain, your mind becomes sharper. When you learn something, your mind and brain become sharper. Whether you're playing a game or something, whatever, it becomes sharper. But people are too lazy, right, to develop their mind and brain. And also, calculation for it's called strategy, right? Oftentimes when people bash on books, right? People don't like to invest in books or whatever. They're bashing on strategies, right? These books are a way of internal strategy of yourself and of others, right? The books help you to strategize how you will execute your life. Execution is better than reading, right? Execution is better than waiting for something to be happening, because so many of people who have this mindset that you should wait for something to happen, and so things don't happen. So that's it for today I got. So alright, so subscribe to my channel and like my video, because I will do reviews and book reviews, and just subscribe, man. Subscribe, it's great. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.